Hello and welcome to the first episode of On the Record, Updates and Echoes, a podcast by the staff of the Pocahontas Record-Democrat, the Lorenz Sun, and the Buena Vista County Journal. We're sponsored this month by Pocahontas Community Hospital. I'm Erin Summers, news editor for our group of small newspapers. Each week, I'll give you the headlines and a little info about the articles in this week's newspapers. If you want more information, we'd love to see you pick up the paper and read the full stories. The first week of each month, the recap of the news will be followed by an interview with our monthly sponsor. The remaining weeks each month, I'll be sharing headlines from the past in what we're calling the Echoes segment of the show. One of my coworkers or a special guest from the community will join me for that portion of the show. First up is the news. More than 20 community and governmental organizations across Pocahontas County received grants from the Pocahontas County Foundation last week. The grants will fund big and small projects and are the latest in ongoing investment into the community by donors and volunteers. A full list of grant recipients is available in all three of our papers this week. A Pocahontas County woman who has taught in Calhoun County received state recognition for being an outstanding teacher last month. Sherry Rickey received a Golden Apple Award from WHO Television in Des Moines at a surprise ceremony at South Central Calhoun Elementary School where she teaches. One of my own boys was in Mrs. Rickey's class 8 years ago, and I can tell you she's a fantastic teacher. She brings an enthusiasm to her classroom that students pick up on, but she's also great at keeping her students in line. You can read about how Sherry got into education and why she still loves her job in this week's paper. Most of Pocahontas County's library directors visited with the Pocahontas County Board of Supervisors last week to make a pitch for continued, if not increased, funding. This request always seems like a difficult ask for some of the supervisors here, as Pocahontas County libraries do receive a per-resident funding that's on the higher end of the state average. At the same time, have you been to any of the Pocahontas County libraries? They offer a wide variety of programming and materials at no charge to county residents. A funny aside from the meeting, as one library director was reading off some numbers for the supervisors, she tripped over them a few times. Finally, another librarian piped up. Librarians are better at ABCs than 1, 2, 3s. Our Pocahontas City Council members met and argued about processes and procedures last week. They were debating whether they improperly set a date for a special meeting that was later canceled. You can read about what they had to say in this week's paper. This week, the Pocahontas Area Community Indians basketball teams were to play ESAC Tuesday for senior night, and Thursday they'll be at St. Ed's. Boys wrestling is at ESAC County for a quad meet. Basketball will be back in action again Friday at West Bend. Newell Fonda was to host GTRA February 3rd, travel to play at Cherokee February 5th, and end the week at Alta Aurelia February 6th. The state speech competition is also this coming Saturday. Next, you'll hear my interview with Pocahontas Community Hospital CEO James Roetman. Thanks again to Pocahontas Community Hospital for sponsoring this week's episodes. All right, we're here today with James Roetman, CEO of Pocahontas Community Hospital, and he's going to tell us about a couple new things coming to the hospital in 2026. James, thanks for talking with us.
Hey, thanks for doing this and starting this podcast. Look forward to being part of it. We do have some exciting things happening in 2026. Many of you have probably heard about a few of them, but I want to go in a little bit more in depth about some of the things that are happening out here. The first thing that you're going to hear about real soon in the next coming weeks is going to be the start of our transportation service here at the hospital. I have to be careful to say our new transportation service because most everybody in our county understands that we have had a relationship with the Midas Bus Corporation since 2008. And over whatever it's been, almost 20 years, we've given rides on average each year to well over 100 people every year to either our hospital or the clinics in both Pocahontas and Lorenz. About a year ago, our hospital board, along with the foundation board, started having some discussions related to starting our own service. The Midas Bus is really busy, obviously, with school kids and school events, let alone the other people within our communities that want to go other places other than the hospital or clinic. So we committed ourselves to starting this service that's new to our facility about a year ago, and the reality is going to come true here in about a month and a half. We've ordered our new bus/transportation van, whatever you want to call it. We've ordered that. It's going to be delivered here in the next couple of weeks. I want to thank our Pocahontas Healthcare Foundation Board. They ended up paying for the entire cost of our van through not only funds that they have had in their account, but also we raised over $40,000 from the people within our county to help pay for this van that we got. It's going to be able to hold up to 4 or 5 passengers, 2 wheelchairs at a time. It's going to be really, really nice. So we look forward to offering that service. We're going to be doing all the scheduling through the hospital. Uh, we're going to find out that scheduling is going to be probably more difficult than what we think it is, but we look forward to that challenge and taking what we think is going to be better care of the people within Pocahontas County that choose to utilize our service. So
Tell me a little bit more. Just, are there a lot of folks who can't get themselves to the hospital? I mean, is transportation a pretty big issue here?
it is an issue. In fact, it's been 3 or 4 years ago. There was an actual statewide study related to access of care, and because of in the rural setting, we don't have things like taxi cabs or Uber or Lyft, those kind of things. They found out that there's certainly a need in our rural settings, way more than there is within the larger communities. Even Fort Dodge has plenty of different opportunities for people to get rides. The Midas bus, we have been covering all the costs of that since 2008. So these rides are free and they'll continue to be free. But yeah, people don't understand when I tell them that we have over 100 people every month get rides to either a hospital or a clinic. They find that number really hard to believe. So.
And how far out will you be able to pick patients up? Is it just in Pocahontas County?
Well, our
That
current policy really says only Pocahontas County. However, we do reach down into Pomeroy. We've been over to West Bend before. We got some people that have been a part of some of our programs, but we try to keep it within Pocahontas County only.
All right. Next, why don't you tell me a little bit about the new provider at the clinic?
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff also happening over at the clinic. We've just announced recently the addition of yet another provider in our clinic. So in the last 3 or 4 months, we've been able to add a physician and a couple of advanced practice providers. It'll be July or so before everybody's here, but it'll be the first time in the history of our clinics in Pocahontas and Lorenz that we have a total of 6 providers. So we'll end up having 2 physicians, physician assistant, and 3 nurse practitioners. So, Dr. Bovers and Kylie Maurer have been around for a long, long time. They've done a great job of providing service to the people within our county. We have had some recent turnover in other providers, which we're not used to having in our local clinics. But I guess the first person that we've hired was Morgan Halbach. She's from Albert City. She's been in our clinic now for a number of months, doing really, really well. Haley Engelbrinson, actually tomorrow, starts seeing her first patients. Tomorrow in our clinic, she's from the Clarion area. She's going to do a wonderful job for us. You also know that we've recently been able to recruit a physician from New York. Dr. Samir Elias will be starting with us sometime in June or July. Just out of residency schools, lived in New York his whole life, has chose to come, really came down to Iowa or South Dakota. He wanted to get out of the hustle and bustle. We were able to win him over, and he's going to be coming here in July, which was a great gift for us.
What can we do to make him feel welcome and encourage him to stay in our community? We think Pocahontas is great.
Well, you bring up a good point. It's not only about recruiting people, but it's about retaining them and keeping them here. So, when we had him here for his visit, we introduced him to a combine and had him harvest some corn and beans. We understand what rural is. I don't think some people who grew up their whole life in New York might understand what rural is until you get out here. But he really enjoyed being able to drive across open highways. And what can we do to keep him here? I mean, obviously, utilize his services, make him feel welcome. We haven't had a male physician in our clinic. Obviously, Dr. Kierkegaard was here and left about a year ago, but Dr. George had a long, long career. We know that male physicians can be really, really successful in our clinic. So, make him feel welcome. His parents are chefs out in New York. They work for a Middle Eastern restaurant of some sort out there. Can't wait to get them here and prepare some food. But he plans possibly to bring his family with him someday. So he's not married or anything. But when I talk about family, it's his brother who works in the banking industry, and maybe his mom and dad might join him out here. So our last provider that we just signed recently is Nicole Detlinger. She's another nurse practitioner from over at Humboldt. She just recently passed her boards and will be joining us as well. Hopefully start seeing patients sometime in April. So lots of different people. Over the last couple of years, we know we've lost some people within our service area that no longer use our clinic, which means they have a hard time using our hospital, mainly because of access issues of being low on providers. But we hope that we're going to be able to get those people back and utilize the providers we have here. We're going to have an awesome team over there in the next few months.
Fantastic. It's good to hear.
It is.
Finally, tell me, I hear there's some expansion plans in the works. Tell me what's coming next for Pocahontas Community Hospital.
Yeah, the pretty cool stuff. This is just starting to make its way outside the walls of our hospital. But, a few years ago, we purchased the old manor north of the hospital, and the guys did a nice job of making everything look green and pretty over there. We planted some trees and stuff, but it's time to start ripping stuff up again. So the department that's been the busiest over the last 5 years here at our hospital has been our rehab services department. When I talk about rehab services, that's physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. Been really, really, really busy. And those services continue just to go up and up and up. We've been able to hire a lot of new people in there. We have another opening now for another full-time therapist, but we will be moving those services. We'll be adding on to the north side of the hospital, adding those services over there in a big new rehab center, which will give us a much larger area to be able to exercise and do rehab in. A lot of the hospitals in our area have recently made upgrades to their rehab area, and this is going to put us back where we need to be. We'll also be moving our cardiopulmonary department over there, which is cardiac rehab, pulmonary rehab. We haven't decided yet what we're going to name that area over there, but it's going to really contain all of the rehab services that we have here at the hospital. And then once we get them moved over there, it's going to give us a chance to do some major renovation within the heart of our hospital here. Our emergency room service it continues to go up. We know there's some things we need to do there. We need to do some stuff with IT as well. Our infusion area needs to be a little bit larger. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do some stuff internally here at the hospital. So it's pretty exciting.
Construction's never fast. What's sort of your ideal, what's your timeline right now? What are you looking at?
We hope to be able to break ground next fall, sometime July, August, September, somewhere in there. We hope to be able to have this project go out to bid this spring. We're thinking the entire project altogether is probably going to be in the $10 to $12 million range, which is a lot of money. I'm not going to doubt that. That's a lot of money, but in today's world, it's not near as much money as what it used to be, right? So we're hoping to get that done. Hopefully in a year from now, we'll have those services over there and we can start doing stuff inside the facility.
You and I have talked a lot of times about the different projects in the hospital, and you often talk about your board and how supportive they are. Can you talk a little bit about how they are forward-looking and just how this project fits into that?
Yeah, it's not only our hospital board, it's our foundation board with the transportation services, but they're the ones that allow us to do the things that we talk about. We have great people that work within the walls of this facility that get paid to work inside these walls, but it's the volunteers. Our board members are volunteers, and they're just as much committed to the health care of the people of this county as those of us that work here are. And they come to meetings every month. They look out and figure out what we need to do, not tomorrow, but to make sure that we have services here 10 and 20 years from now. And that's what it really is hard to think about that far down the road, but it's really important. And I don't care if it's building expansions, making sure our equipment's updated to make sure we have our staff has everything that they need to be able to care for the people that come here, training them, education, whatever it may be. Our board is super about making sure everybody has what they need. So we're lucky.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to see what comes with all three of these new things coming for the hospital.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for doing this. I want to thank all the people who utilize our services here at the hospital. We have a ton of specialty services. As all of you know, our clinic over there. If you're not currently using our services, please give us a try, give us another shot. We look forward to taking care of you, but thank you.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to our podcast. Come back next week for more headlines, community events, and to hear the first Echo segment, which will come from the Pocahontas Democrat in 1926. And thanks one more time to Pocahontas Community Hospital, our sponsor for the month.